Hey, what's going on, guys? MizzGrizz here. I wanted to bring you guys another Mandela effect video today, and some of these things are just really irritating the crap out of me. And you know, you can attribute it to whatever you want to say. People have bad memories or whatever, but there are some like legit things going on here that absolutely drive me nuts. Like, I actually am longing to see and hear the old things that I remember. Like, let's take for instance Fruit Loops. Okay, everybody knows Fruit Loops is spelled Fruitloops. Well, no! Apparently they've always been spelled Frootloops. What? I don't understand. It is so annoying. Like this hair that keeps getting in my eye. It's so annoying. Are you guys familiar with Volkswagen? Like the logo, like the emblem on the car. Volkswagen. Do you remember it like the one on the left? Or do you remember it like the one on the right? I remember it like the one on the left, where it's like one solid piece, the V and the W meshed together. VW. But no, apparently there's always been a little space, a little bar in between. And you can go and you can look at the logos from all the way back in the day, and you can see that they've never had one that wasn't split. I've even gone and Googled like old 1970s pictures of Volkswagens just so I could see. I did, however, come up with this. Yes, see, this is what you call residue. Residue is when you can find something the way you remembered existing, but it was never that way. I don't really know how that works or how it happens. CERN, you got some splaining to do. Which brings me to I Love Lucy. Who hasn't seen I Love Lucy? It's an iconic show. Lucy's like this crazy lady who like is always getting into trouble or pulling some stunts, and her husband, Ricky Ricardo, he's always doing some stuff and telling her to chill out or whatever. And he always used to have this famous line where he would say, "Lucy, you got some splaining to do." And there's like memes of it online. You can find it. It's everywhere. People remember this. Apparently that never happened. Line was never said. He never said, "Lucy, you got some splaining to do." Ugh. Let's go to Fruit of the Loom. You can take a look here at Fruit of the Loom. How many of you guys remember it having the little cornucopia thing? Like the fruit was here and then the little cornucopia thing? It never had that. It's always just been some fruit laying there, apparently. A lot of people remember it with the cornucopia. I do, but it never existed. Go look at your t-shirts. They're hanging in your closet. It won't be there. That one irritates me, just to be honest. Then let's look at Funyuns. Do you guys remember? I'm sure you do. It's one of my favorite chips. They're like little round onion-flavored, onion ring-looking chips. So how do you spell them? F-U-N-I-O-N-S. Funyuns. Nope. Now they're spelled like this. F-U-N-Y-U-N-S. Like, what is it, a funny-un? A funny-un. Funny-un? Funyuns. Look. It was never like that. But apparently, if you go look it up, it's never been with an I-O-N-S. It's always been Yuns. Y-U-N-S. Stupid, right? How about Cheez-Its? Do you guys ever eat Cheez-Its? You guys remember Cheez-Its? Well, I don't know why you remember Cheez-Its, because it's always been like this. Cheez-It. Would you like some Cheez-It? I would like to have some Cheez-It. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Whatever. Then at the mall, I'm sure you guys have all gone shopping at JCPenney. Well, JCPenney, I remember always being spelled J-C and then capital P-E-N-N-Y. JCPenney. Well, now it's JCPenney. Penney. JCPenney. JCPENNEY. That's your reality, folks. That's what it's always been. No, you don't remember it that way? Well, too bad. How about Coca-Cola? Do you guys, on the logo, take a look at these logos here. Which one of these do you remember? Starting at the top, A, B, or C? Just take a look at it just for a second. Which way you remember it. A, B, or C. If you said C, you are incorrect. It's always been A. Yeah. Forever. What about Febreze? You guys ever clean your house and then spray some Febreze? Or did you spray some Febreze? I remember it being Febreze, like a breeze coming in your window. B-R-E-E-Z-E. Nope. It's always been F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. Febreze. Febreze. I don't know. Stupid. How about Looney Tunes? How many of you guys watched Looney Tunes when you were a kid? Looney Tunes. And, you know, that's cartoons. How do you spell cartoons? C-A-R-T-O-O-N-S? So how do you spell Looney Tunes? Nope. It's Looney Tunes. T-U-N-E-S. Like as if it were a song. Apparently that's the way it's always been. However, I remember it. T-O-N-N-S. Looney Tunes. These are not the only changes that have taken place. If any of you guys are familiar with the human anatomy, this is what your body looks like. The one on the left is the one that's apparently correct. And the one on the right, if that's how you're remembering it, well, you're wrong. And not only that, but the kidneys. You know, the kidneys used to be down low, and you would never want to kick anybody in their back, right back, like back at their lower back, because, you know, you could kick them in the kidneys, and then they would piss blood. Apparently your kidneys are up in your rib cage, up close to your heart now. And your heart, well, it's no longer to the left side. If you remember it being slightly to the left, it's directly in the center of your body, like where your sternum is. Look at the sternum. The sternum is different. It has some little point thing on it where it never had that before. Look at the hips. I always remember the butterfly-looking hips. No, apparently they're all kind of square. We're like upgrade 2.0 human anatomy figure. Look at the collarbone. Look at that. There's like, on our reality, there's like these three little hook rib things. And the clavicle bone that goes across, it's all different. And also on the human skull. Do you guys remember the human skull where the eye sockets are? Do you remember there being no bone so that it goes directly like back into the brain? Or do you remember being bone back there? I don't remember there being any bone, but apparently that's the way it's always been. So now we have bone behind our eyes. Yeah. Woo. I don't know. This shit just, it gets even more crazy. So do you guys remember a show that used to come on all the time called Sex and the City? Well, you're remembering it wrong if you are, because it's always been Sex and the City. Never, doesn't even make any sense, but that's what we're watching, folks. Sex and the City. They're not having it in the city. They're having sex and the city. I don't know. What about depends? You know, there's even a joke. And I don't even want to say the joke because it's totally nasty about 80-year-old vagina. And I don't even want to say the joke, but it ends with, I don't know, depends. And it's, you know, depends. Depends underwear diaper for adults. Nope. Never been called depends. Apparently it's always been called this. Yep. Yep. I know. Let's look at the Ford logo. Sure, there's a lot of people out there driving Fords. Do you remember the Ford logo being the one on the left or being the one on the right? I remember it as the one on the right, but apparently we're all wrong. It's the one on the left, and the F has some little curly Q. It almost looks like it says Ford. I don't know. I don't know what is happening to this world. It's getting ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's look at the Volvo logo, emblem that are on cars. Do you guys remember it being the one on the left? Do you guys remember it being one on the right? Just look at it for a second. I remember it being the one on the left, but apparently it's always had some phallic symbol coming out the top of it, or a tail, or pointing to something. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. I feel like we're living in the Matrix. I think I need to sit down. Maybe I better sit down on my Laz boy. Do you guys remember Lazy Boy being spelt like this? Apparently this is the way it has always been spelt, like Laz Boy. I remember it being spelled like this. And apparently so did people who wrote these articles in these newspapers. Lay-Z-boy. Lazy Boy. Not Laz Boy. You think you're so smart, like we don't know how to spell Fruit Loops. Or like we don't remember how to spell Staples. Do you guys remember Staples, the store? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you have one. Do you spell it S-T-A-P-L-E-S? I can see it in my head when I think about it. All capital letters. Well, apparently the L in Staples was never an L. It's always been an actual staple. Yeah. How about Pikachu? Just get a little visual of what Pikachu looks like in your head. Like right now, what he looks like. You envisioning him with a little black tip on the end of his tail? Well, I don't know where you got that crazy idea, because this is what he looks like. The guy on the left is Pikachu. The guy on the right is something everyone, apparently millions of people, are just misremembering the same exact memories. So yeah. Do we have any Star Wars fans out there? I touched on Luke, I am your father the other day, which is actually no, I am your father. Well, do you guys remember R2-D2 and C-3PO? R2-D2 is the little silver robot with the blue face head plate thing. And C-3PO is the tall gold guy robot. Do you guys remember them? Well, tell me if you ever remember his leg looking like this. He has a silver leg from the bottom of the knee down to the foot. Yeah, he's got a silver leg. He never had a silver leg. But you can go back and look at the movie. You can look at little action figures of him. You will find residue of him not having it. But in all the mainstream main things, even the movie that you have possibly in your house in a VHS tape form or something, it's going to have him with a silver leg now. So like it or not, people, this is what our world is coming to. It feels like if it wasn't CERN that did this by I don't know what means, I feel like somebody, if they didn't make us go into some parallel universe, I feel like some time traveler went back in time and changed some things, and he was a completely illiterate idiot. And he doesn't know how to spell, and he's changed all these things, and he just has a really bad memory. He has the bad memory, and he doesn't spell. I guess we don't need the human language spelling anymore. I guess we don't need to know how to spell words anymore. I guess, you know what, just screw it. We don't need to spell anymore. I just cannot. But anyway, that's all for today, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe, drop a like on the channel. I will see you guys next time. Mwah! Bye! Oh yeah, by the way, guys, here's one more thing to leave you with. You guys remember the song by Queen, We Are the Champions? Do you guys remember how it ends? We are the champions. Take a look at this, and I'll see you guys next time.
We are the champions, no time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
Does he not do it of the world? I always thought he did it of the world.
Crazy.
I really should have. That's really rough, man.
Waiting.
We were all in the zone there, though, guys.
We were loaded. It was like the gun was loaded.
Does he not do it of the world? I always thought he did it of the world. I always thought he did it of the world.
Crazy.
I really should have. That's really rough, man. Of the world. That's really rough, man.
Crazy.